Lego fans, and welcome back to MB Bricks. My name is Maya, and today I'm going to be showing you how I built this tree for my Green Wizard Manor MOC. This tree was also featured in my Prancing Pony design that I created from the Lord of the Rings. This tree tutorial uses a combination of brick built and flex tubes. So if you find this tutorial helpful, be sure to like, comment, and subscribe below. Now, without further ado, let's dive into this tutorial. So since we are going with a fantasy themed tree today, I thought I'd bring out a purple base plate to build it on, and I am going to be using dark brown for the trunk of the tree. And since there are no dark brown flex tube pieces, I'm just going with the block because that will match it up the best. Now to start, you're going to want to build up the trunk, which you can make the trunk any size that you want, depending on how big, of course, you want the tree to be. But I typically will go up to 4 studs on top. So however you want to build your trunk up to get to the 4 studs always works, and is always a really nice size tree to work with minifig scale. And then you want to put some plates down. I'm just using 1x2 dark brown in both directions just to kind of hold the trunk in place. Make sure it's nice and sturdy there. And then you're going to want to use these 1x1 dark brown cylinder pieces. And you're going to put one on each of the studs on top here. And these are what you're going to use to hold your flex tube in place. Now these can be pretty wobbly on their own, so I also typically will put a 1x2 rounded plate because they have the holes through the studs. And once again, I'm going to put them in both directions just to really make sure that they don't move around too much. The longer flex tube that you use, the heavier they will be once you start putting lots of leaves on top. And so if you can really make sure that they're locked into place down there, the more likely it is that your tree will stay together. Now you're going to want to thread your flex tube into the hole. Make sure you really push on it and get it all the way down into the base so that it's secured all the way around. And then you can also use different size flex tube pieces just to get some different depth to your tree. And once you've got all 4 in there, you can see the difference in height there. You can start threading your leaf pieces onto your flex tube. Now these can be a bit tricky to get on once in a while, so just have some patience with this. It's a really nice technique when it's done, but sometimes it can be a little bit hard to get going. But I'm just going to thread some leaves on here, and I will see you in just a second. Another thing to note as you're going along is that you should be building the leaves onto your flex tube while they are attached to the tree. Because if you take the flex tubes off, thread all of the leaves on, and then try to stick them in, they won't be woven as nicely as they would when you build it up this way. So just another little tidbit there for you. Now you can see we are at the top of the two smaller flex tubes, and what I'm actually going to do is take one leaf, and let me move this camera up a bit, one leaf, and try to thread it through both of these taller flex tubes, just to really hold them in place a little bit better as we're moving up, because this one is going to start to pull down, and you don't want to cause any stress on your Lego parts, because then you will have a permanent bend in your leaves if you hold it in that position for too long. So I'm just gently pushing it down a little bit at a time on each side, and then once you get into position, just make sure that there's no bend in the leaf at all, and that's looking pretty good. You can keep adjusting it if you want, and then that'll just give that a little bit more stability as you continue to build up. I'm also starting to build more inward as well, because the natural growth of a tree would slowly come in as you get closer to the top. So instead of building off of the flex tube with the outside pieces of the leaf, I've pretty much just stuck to the middle part of the leaf as we get closer to the top. And there you have the finished build.
And that covers everything for this tree tutorial today. I hope you found this helpful. It is a really cool design that uses minimal parts to create a really organic shape for your trees. If you like these tutorial videos, check the description below, as it does have a link to a playlist of all the tutorials I have on my channel. If you haven't already, please do subscribe, as it does help my channel out a lot. Thanks so much for checking out this video today, and until next time, keep on building.